an underbelly of uncertainty, and the bridge of faith. We like black and white. We like the sense of security that it gives us, superficial as it is. We need it because we haven't learned to connect with the certainty that is the bedrock of our being. A certainty that is not disturbed in the slightest by any event, whether in action, word, or thought. Neither the slightest irritation nor a monumental crisis can ever disturb this bedrock of certainty or truth, the all-knowing and ever-present that holds all of life, that is in fact life itself. But until we re-familiarize ourselves with this Garden of Eden that we are all born in, we will continue to desperately and futilely search for certainty in the material world. We are so deeply uncomfortable with uncertainty, so that just about everything we do is an attempt to return us to a sense of security that we have each fashioned for ourselves, inherently false and empty though it is. You can see that this is an unwinnable game that we have become so addicted to playing, only it is no longer playful. Rather, it is oppressive. Ultimately, we never find the certainty that we seek, nor the security that would come with such certainty. Where we need to go for certainty, which I know better as faith, is into our stillness, into the place where you experience the dynamic nature of life, of your very being, and where you experience the certainty of being which you may describe with words such as calm, peace, quiet, flow, joy, bliss, ease, stillness, well-being, and so on. I often think of Jesus' words to the man who came to him to be healed and was healed in his presence. Jesus said, "Your faith has healed you." He didn't say, "I have healed you." Neither did he say that God has healed you. He simply said, "Your faith has healed you." I take from this that our natural state of well-being is always how we are, and when we allow ourselves to be in that state of well-being by our faith, we are healed. But what is faith? It is the unquestioning, non-intellectual, deep-sensing knowing of the natural goodness of life. For instance, we know, don't we, that something that we call I exists. How we define that I is not what I'm talking about here. Rather, the fact that I exists is an inherent, unlearned knowing that we all possess. Faith is that kind of knowing, and in that knowing is the spontaneous realization of our wholeness and its natural, limitless, all-encompassing and unconditional goodness. Faith is our natural state. When we don't have faith, which is what we feel and sense in a way that is not easily described, it is because we are not in our natural state. Instead, we are entrapped in the unnatural, or what we call normal, ego state of separation from our natural, limitless goodness. Jiddu Krishnamurti, a master in awareness, expressed the peril of this entrapment when he said, "It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society." Faith is that bridge between our bad stories and our good stories, the bad stories of our tragedies and the good stories of our triumphs, the bad stories of our doubts and the good stories of our confidence, the bad stories of the fearful known to the good stories of the unfeared unknown. This bridge of faith coincides with the state of presence. As we walk from the past into the future, something that we are doing every single moment, it helps if we walk consciously across the bridge of the present, which is the bridge of faith. Indeed, it is the infinite presence which some may call God. Consciously walking along the bridge of faith, we emerge from where we were to where we can and want to be. I'd like to now invite you into a contemplation. And we'll do this by first becoming still, by tuning into the sounds around you, tuning into your breath and the sensations in your body. When you've done this for a while, just let your attention become open rather than focused on any one particular thing. Stay in this space and notice whatever thoughts, sensations, images, feelings, or desires arise spontaneously within you. I'm going to now ask you a few questions. Take a relaxed and open attitude as you allow the answers to come to your awareness. Here they are. Where do you experience doubt, uncertainty, fear, or anxiety in your life? Is it in your relationships, your job, your family, your finances? What do you do when you feel this uncertainty? Is it to get going, to do something, to somehow get yourself out of that state of doubt, to move, to call or text someone, or read something, or watch something, to talk or eat or drink something, to walk or listen to music, or look for a problem yours or someone else's, to fix? What is your typical reaction? Now, what if, instead of doing something, you simply sat with that feeling, that uncertainty? No, don't try and talk to it, or judge it, or change it, or convince it, or avoid it, or argue with it. None of that. Simply be with it. As a tree is with the clouds floating above it. Using the same situation, consider how you would feel if the situation was resolved in a way that left you feeling secure, confident, joyous, empowered, delighted, and energized. As you contemplate, allow yourself to feel one or more of these states in your body, whatever arises spontaneously for you. Now, contemplate these words. Your faith has healed you. Do this by first getting into a state of stillness, taking a few deep, gentle, and slow breaths, and then returning to your normal breathing and noticing it as well as the sensations in your body. Then simply repeat the words slowly, aloud at first, and then silently. Let the words sink into the base of your abdomen, deep into it. Don't look for anything. Don't expect anything. Just let the words sink in. Your faith has healed you. After a few minutes, reflect on how that experience was for you. I want to thank you for taking the time to join me in this contemplation. I wish you a beautiful day or evening and a glorious life every day of your life.